Hello and welcome to the Grim Dawn Community League Season 7. This time it's gonna start on October 19th, 2024 and gonna end on January 19th, 2025. First of all, yeah, we don't have a fancy trader this time, I apologize, we don't have a time for that really, but we have still great content. So, what is the Grim Dawn Community League and why would you be interested to play it? First of all, the Grim Dawn Community League is a fully automated, community-based solo ranked ladder for Grim Dawn. But of course, not everybody is competitive, so there's way more to this than that. But if you do have that seasonal itch, like for other RPGs like Path of Exile, Diablo, and so on, then this is kind of a league like those games have ported to Grim Dawn. Each season provides a fresh start experience for every player and sets a new level playing field for the challenge-based ladders. This also of course matters for trading, and we do have a trade implemented in this league, at least for softcore. Right, hardcore is a solo self-out ladder, and softcore is the trade ladder where you can trade with all the other people in the community as well. So this is a marathon, not a race as well, because when it comes to the points that you get, like the challenge points, those are not based on your level, right? Doesn't matter like when you start. Of course, I guess for trading and if you want to like become rich, right, then it would matter. But when it comes to the actual challenges and the points, more on that later, it won't matter. So you can still start later into the season and still basically win the season. The Community League is not only about the competitive aspect, but also you can play it in a very chill and relaxed way, just like the core game as well, right? It is a modified version, which adds tons of new features while staying close to the base game's balance and philosophy. So, what kind of features do we have? First of all, of course, the ladder that I just mentioned. Then we have an in-game global chat with multiple channels. You can join whichever you want, right? We have a cloud stash, so you will not need Grim Dawn Item Assistant during the league. Actually, in fact, it's not going to work with the league, really. The league has its own, like, cloud stash, basically. We have a website, grimdawnleague.com, right? You can check out the website here. On this one, you have a profile, and then you can also access your stash there. You also will trade via the website. I will show, like, the details here in a bit. Then we also have an entire new story act, so you can expect content-wise, like map-wise, maybe not quite as much as the Fangs of Asgard expansion early next year, but it's honestly kind of close already. There is no new class, but there's tons of new items. We have, let me check here, we have 203 unique items, 22 new sets, over 580 skill modifiers on the uniques as well as on monster frequencies, of which we have 94. And then 43 bosses, 12 nemesis bosses, 6 super bosses, tons of quests, tons of secrets, lore as well, like community written lore, and also voice acting for most of the NPCs. You can see like a sizable act, and then some other features that we're going to talk about here in a second. But if you compare like these features to like the base game and the expansions, you can really like see that it's basically another free expansion of content, right? So even if you don't care about the ladder, don't care about any of the online interactions, right? Even then, this is already worth playing if you want to basically have more of a, you know, enhanced vanilla Grim Dawn experience, because it's not a fully like converting mod like the D3 mod or the like the Reign of Terror mod, for example, right? This is supposed to be a basically like expansion to Grim Dawn, a like natural expansion to Grim Dawn in a way. On top of this like new act, we also have new areas in Acts 1, 2 and 7, like Forgotten Gods, with side areas leading to Hunter's Blind. Now what is Hunter's Blind? It is a hub that includes all the important NPCs in the game, like all the faction vendors, etc, all in one place. So once you get to this place, you will probably use this as your like hub to, you know, build your character and so on, and you don't have to like port around the entire world like from one vendor to another to get, for example, like the augment that you want, right? It will become increasingly important in the end game, right? When you don't want to like waste time on like finding the right vendor in the right town when you have all of them in one place. But there's also a lot more to Hunter's Blind than just that. There's also a story, a like storyline accompanying this one. And this is also basically tied in with the ghost ambushes. The ghost ambushes are a feature that we have since season 3, now we have season 7, right? So basically whenever you open a chest, right, well, you can have a chance to get ambushed by ghosts, and those will then like give you increasingly interesting rewards as well. However, before you actually get to those from the chests, you will have to enable them from a alteration tree, and that is another feature that we have in our seasons. The alteration tree, where you can basically alter the entire game, kind of. Mostly the ambushes in this case, but in the future we might, you know, have some other features even attached to that tree. And this tree now with this season actually is gonna be saved like account-wide, so to say, right? So at least if you're playing properly the season as you should be through our launcher, then you will have those like saved on the server, and you can then basically use the same tree or like save the progress of the tree on all of your characters, across all of your characters. Of course you don't have to, but if you don't use the launcher, you will unfortunately miss out on some other features as well, like for example the essences, but more on those later. The essences are like kind of like crafting in Grim Dawn, like a little bit like PoE style crafting. Talking about endgame, right, we have new Celestials, and also all 12 Celestial bosses, the new ones and the old ones, like the modded ones and the vanilla ones from the base game basically, now have also a challenge attached to them, right? You can encounter them in a kind of like special Shattered Realm, you could say, in the Eternal Hunt, it's called in the leagues, which scales up the challenge for the bosses as well, right? So you can like fight, I don't know, Ravager of Minds on Shard 10 or 15, right? If you ever wanted to do that, now is your chance. On top of that, you also have basically wrapped up the dungeons for endgame, right? In the base game, you have the Shattered Realm and the Crucible for endgame, but the Skeleton Key dungeons kind of fall behind a bit. So here we have the Boundless dungeons, right? We also made like 2 entire new Skeleton Key dungeons, so you have like 7 instead of 5 now. So all those 7 Skeleton Key dungeons will now also scale similar to the Shattered Realm if you use the correct Skeleton Keys, right? On top of all of this, right, if you still want to play the Crucible, right, which you cannot play with other mods, you can play it in the league, and you can play it with this mod together if you know, play via our launcher, which is highly recommended, and it's like the only truly supported way to play this. Because yeah, you can just run the Crucible on top, because our launcher basically loads in the entire mod at the start of the game. So also in the main menu, you will see all of these like beautiful items that we have, right? You will also see all of them in your main screen, and you will see like your character in all of its glory already there. Music on, you can really listen to some music in background, right? There is music for pretty much all of the new areas, right? Dedicated music made by Toma, our composer that we have for the league. Also he made some like additional music for like some of the base game areas like Steps of Torment and Port Valerie. Okay, now hopefully I have convinced you to play this. If you want to play this, but you don't know how to, then I can show you how to, right? First of all, you go to this beautiful website over here, right? grimdawnleague.com. You click top right, register account, you make your account, right? Blah, blah, blah. You can also click here, register account, doesn't really matter. Then you can log in, right? Log in. Then you can go to the About page, top left. Maybe you should have like a download button, like big in the middle here, I don't know. Anyway, About, right? And then here, once this countdown is like set to 0, right? Like in 1 day, 21 hours from whenever I record this, aka on Saturday, October 19th at 5 PM Central European Summer Time, whatever time that is for you. I think it's 11 AM East Coast actually. Here you will have the download, right? The download link, and this will download a launcher for you, which you're gonna put into your Grim Dawn installation folder. Your Grim Dawn installation folder should, for example, be, if you have Steam, right? Should be like wherever you have your Steam stuff, right? Like, I don't know, Steam apps, common, right? Grim Dawn. And then you put this zip in here, right? You zip it here, and you put the zip file here, you unzip it here as well. And then you will have a executable and I think a log or ini file, I think, something like that. The only thing you have to do is like click on the executable, right? Like that's all you have to worry about. Just click the executable, or like put a, you know, shortcut to your desktop ideally, and then you can launch from desktop instantly. And then you just like put in your information, right? Your information from the website, from your account, to verify yourself, right? And there you go. You can also select like offline mode if you don't really care about the online features. But if you play offline mode via the launcher, you will still be able to do like all the launcher rated stuff, like essences, for example. That's still fine. You just won't have, I think, the global chat, and the cloud stash won't work, but other stuff will still work, which is necessary compared to playing custom game, right? Okay, and then once we've done that, right? I mean, we might as well try it right now. Let's see here. Spoilers, holy moly. Right, I have this up here. I think I already have it set up. I'm gonna go with the beta branch. Now, of course, you cannot pick the release branch when you actually play the game. When you actually play the season. It's gonna like check for updates, download the mod for you automatically, right? And then start up the game and so well. And then, so you should check if in the bottom right you can see GDCL, right? Community League launcher, blah blah blah, the version number, and then, well, it's not gonna say beta for you, and then the name, right, which you use to log in. And then here you can like create your character, right? Call it like, I don't know, Grim Dawn Season 7 is awesome, right? You can play hardcore or softcore, right? Keep in mind, hardcore is going to be a solo self mode ladder. Softcore is the trade ladder, and hardcore is solo self mode ladder, right? And as you can see, the Community League is officially in the main menu now as well. Okay, then you have your character, right? And you can just jump into the game, right? The base game, as you can see, is just Season 7. You can also go to the Crucible, of course, right? Because you can do that. But yeah, you want to start out on the Season 7 usually, and you're just gonna like load into the game, right? And boom, there we go, and you're gonna have like an in-game chat and everything. You even will have an intro. And here you can type like /G on, right, to enable the chat. And then you can, you can't see because of my cam. That is unlucky. Right, and you can like write with people here. Once it's like actually online, right? Has some lags here, I guess, for now. And then top left you can see like your account, right? Your name, your points. You can double check that you're actually playing the season. You can double check like whether you're hardcore, softcore, or whatever, right? And then you're gonna have like a special NPC here who also will explain some of the features of the season to you in-game if you are like lost in the early game especially. So yeah, that's basically like how you play the game. And also another question that like people often ask, right? What happens when the season ends, right? On January 19th, like what happens to my characters? Are they all gonna be gone or what? No, I mean they're still gonna be there, of course, and offline mode is still supported, right? You can still play all of your characters in offline mode. Let me bring myself back up here. So you can keep playing your characters, and you can also, if you want to, like put your characters from no mod to mod, and then keep on playing like the league even in custom game if you want to. But yeah, a custom game without the launcher is gonna not have certain features, so I would recommend to keep playing your characters with the launcher, but select offline mode instead, like once this is down. The Season 7 will be supported all the way until the Fangs of Asakarn expansion releases, which will most probably be after January 19th. So after January 19th, you can still continue to play Season 7 up until the Fangs of Asakarn expansion releases. And then there is going to be a Season 8 eventually, and if you would like to not participate in the ladders, you can still play with the Season 8 launcher and the Season 8 mod in offline mode with your Season 7 characters probably. I mean, that's kind of like how it worked every season so far, so I don't see why it wouldn't work like that as well in this season. But of course, a Season 8 with Fangs of Asakarn is going to be super exciting to like maybe do a fresh start anyway, so you might want to like play that one online as well. But I mean, that's like talk, like future talk, right? It's going to happen at some point next year. What are the requirements to play the Grim Dawn Community League? Of course, you need Grim Dawn Ashes of Malmouth, and Grim Dawn Forgotten Gods. You have to have these installed on your PC. I think Linux support works as well. Mac OS should also work, I'm pretty sure. Everything should work except for Xbox, unfortunately. We do not have the ability to support any kind of mods for Xbox right now, the Grim Dawn, so this is a like PC/Mac/ like Windows, Linux, iOS only event, unfortunately, but it is what it is, right? You do not need to have the Crucible DLC. If you have it, you can obviously play it, but if you don't have it, you can still play, right? Right, you can still play the season without Crucible's one. Also, the Season 7 is gonna be played on patch 1.2.1.x, with X being the most recent official hotfix. Currently, I think we're on 1.2.1.2, with the 1.2.1.3 currently in playtesting and coming out later this year. Of course, the season will be updated to work with that hotfix once it's out, or like that small patch, I guess, whatever you want to call it. Older or beta patches are not supported, but might still work on the launcher, offline play, or regular custom game. Playing on a different patch is not allowed for point participation, obviously, because that's gonna be like mismatches and balance as well. So yeah, play on 1.2.1, just make sure you have like the most recent one for Season 7, honestly, and that's all you need to like worry about. Yeah, I already talked about getting sets of bosses, right? Crafting essences, not really yet. Customizable ambushes, so, right, with the ambush tree. Maybe like show it off a little bit in game as well. Cloud Station trading, yes, exists, obviously. Ladders exist. Global chat with item linking. Oh yeah, we also have item linking for the global chat. It's pretty cool. And then a new feature called the Altar of Fragmentation, where you basically go to, well, a certain NPC in Hunter's Blind that allows you to open up a certain different shattered realm where you can then, you know, dupe. I mean, not really dupe, but you can kind of like get copies of an item that you already have, but you need to like farm a shattered realm for that, and it's not going to be that easy, right? So, and also you need to like a special key which you can't craft, and it's like a drop only, and it's gonna like drop in harder content only. It's like a very endgame thing, really. Should we talk about the essences a little bit more, right? There are several essences. One that allows you to reroll your prefix, one that allows you to reroll your suffix, one that allows you to reroll the stats of your item, one that allows you to corrupt an item and get you different bonuses on top that you can't get in any other way, and then one that adds affixes to a epic item, and then one that can upgrade an item from one tier to another higher tier, like for example a non-mythical to a mythical, or a level, I don't know, 84 green to level 94 green as well. That's kind of like the gist of it. It's a little bit more complicated than that, and you will be able to get those essences from the ghost ambushes that I mentioned earlier, and that's pretty much it. Also, the Grim Dawn Community League is balanced around 2 playthroughs, right? No need to play Elite ever again, really. I know there's some people that like Elite because, oh, you can get like all your devotion shrines there, right? Or like if you don't have 55 from normal, you can like get your like remaining there and then go to Ultimate. Well, in the league, you can just get all 55 on normal, right? Because normal now has all the shrines that also Elite and Ultimate have in this league. So there's really like no need for that. And other than that, like if you need more reputation, well, reputation gain has been sped up as well in the league, right? You get more reputation, especially from killing monsters compared to the base game. That is a like big change as well, and you get also like a little bit more XP in normal and like the early quests as well, like especially in Act 1. So your leveling can be a little bit faster than vanilla. Your reputation gain is also definitely faster than vanilla, and because of those two reasons, you basically don't need to ever play Elite. Honestly, you can just like jump to Ultimate. And also, of course, there's an entire new act, right? If you actually like full clear all of normal, all the 8 acts that we have in the Community League, you're gonna be like high enough level to definitely like jump into Ultimate like right away. And there's like tons of other changes, honestly, like here and there, right? Reputation, infamy gain, Shattered Realm compressed. Shattered Realm is actually getting compressed in the patch 1.2.1.3 that's in playtesting right now as well. From like 75 to 76 is gonna be like 30 to 31. In the league, 75 to 76 is basically just shard 15, but shard 15 has 8 chunks instead of 4. So a 15 shard is gonna be the same as a 30 to 31 on patch 1.2.1.3 in the base game. Pretty much same difficulty, same reward, everything the same, just, you know, kind of like less grindy, but not easier. And well, for a season, that's good, I think. And then, of course, like tons of other stuff, right? Tons of stuff. You can see like there's 44 pages of patch log here, like patch notes, some new items in the end there that are like coming to this specific league. But of course, if you want to like check out all the items, there's going to be Grim Tool support for Season 7 as well. And also when it comes to languages, Season 7 is going to be supported in English, in Russian, and in Korean. Right, we have support for those 2 languages. And if you would like to also do a translation for whatever language you would like to play the Grim Dawn Community Season in, then feel free to PM me as well on Discord, for example. And I can give you the files and you can like translate if you want to, right? All of this is like community driven. People have like, you know, approached me to get the translation out for their language as well. I can see, for example, like a German translation maybe being a thing in the future, because there are quite some people from Germany playing this game as well. Or like maybe a French translation or Chinese. I think those would be like the big contenders, right? Chinese would be nice to have as well, honestly. If you would like to support us, right? If you would like to support our team, we do have a official donation link set up. You can find it on the About page of the Grim Dawn League, right over here, support our programmer / prize pool. There is a PayPal link here where you can donate. If you enjoy this season, if you don't enjoy, of course, like don't pay us money, right? But if you enjoy it, feel free to donate us money. A amount of, you can also click on other here, and of course, like put, for example, $5 or like €5. An amount of 5 or higher is gonna get you supporter status. Supporter status also means that you get access to infinite stash, right? Infinite cloud stash. We need to pay for servers, right? For all the stash and stuff. So, you know, this like stash, well, I have nothing in here, right? But imagine in the actual season you have like tons of items here. I think the free stash is limited to 250 items or something like that. And if you would like to, you know, get more than that, more stash space, then that is only for supporters, because, you know, we need to make sure this entire project is not a, like, at least not too much of a net loss for us. Yeah, when we think about like how many hours we all invest into developing all of this, it's like a net loss anyway, but it's fun. And I mean, Grim Dawn is an awesome game, so it deserves to have this. Here you can see also the trading post, right, for softcore. You can list, you have offers, you can have notifications, you can block people if they're toxic to you, right? You can also, of course, in-game the chat, you can also like mute people, you can like disable the chat if you don't like some people writing to you and so on. There's tons of features now, really. We have almost, I don't know, like not everything, but of course, but many things. You can also like filter your items by all of these by now. So it's, I would say, as good or almost as good as Item Assistant. I think like some features are actually better, some are a little bit worse, but that's pretty solid. And yeah, I mean, I hope you can enjoy the Season 7. There's gonna be a pre-season streamer draft happening at like 2 hours before the season starts, so at 3 PM Central European Summertime. Hope to see you there on my stream, and hope to see you as well in-game once the season starts on Saturday. I'll see you around in Cairn. Thank you so much for watching. Until then.